Most of us are already familiar with 3D printing, but there's a category of 3D printing that produces results that are so precise, so detailed, and so smooth that they actually look like they're handcrafted. It's called resin 3D printing, and it's transforming many industries ranging from healthcare to aerospace to manufacturing. Of course, there's also a catch. 3D resin printing is both messy and expensive. It requires multiple machines and hours of labor to wash and cure each parts in multiple steps. Prashanth Ravi doesn't just know this, he lived it working inside a printing lab, watching talented people who are expensive spend hours or days processing their various parts. And he saw that this process was crying out for change. So he reinvented it. Prashanth has developed a patent pending technology that prints, washes, and cures in a single unit. One machine, one workflow, hours of labor eliminated. Dental labs noticed this immediately. Before the product was shipped, they were already signing LOIs to purchase it. That's not just a warm reception. That's a market saying, we need this product. And dental labs are just the beachhead for this. The opportunity spans multiple industries and billions of dollars. Please join me in welcoming Prashanth.
Can you hear me okay? Right. Thanks for that introduction, Ethan. I'm Prashanth, CEO of Meteora3D, and we're automating the most labor-intensive part of dental 3D printing. Did you know that across dental labs in the country, there are technicians, skilled technicians, scraping models off from a printer, and that's their job all day. But we're here to change that. So currently, the workflow involves having separate machines, and a technician manually takes these models by first scraping them off a plate, putting them in a wash, and then drying them manually, and then finally post-curing them so they're fully hard for use. And this is somebody's full job, basically, at these labs. And these are trained technicians doing manual work. And that's the single biggest bottleneck in production scaling. Because think of it, you can buy more printers, but in order to actually finish models, there's still this manual work that needs to happen. Well, we're completely changing that because we're bringing all of that in one integrated system with patent pending technology, which gives a 30x reduction in labor, and that's essentially one FTE saved in cost. It's also 5x faster, and we have patents around the speed as well, and that unlocks over 800,000 in revenue capacity, and that's without actually increasing headcount. So pretty powerful. And technicians can actually do what they're trained to do, is work on cases, bring more revenue into the lab. Our beachhead market is US dental labs. There's about 5,000 of these labs, and we're looking at a 200 million annual recurring revenue by 2033 in this market alone. We're targeting models because they're a low-risk application, ISO 9001 with 13485 controls, so they do not need FDA involvement. And this is our wedge into a much bigger platform opportunity because resin 3D printing is a $20 billion industry globally in 2033, growing at 26%. And in the US alone, it's going to be over 7 billion. So that's really the ocean that we're looking at. But we'll focus on dental first and execute well there. Our business model involves the sale of the printer and service contract in a bundle, 40,000 per year lease, and consumables in partnership with the resin vendors, another 30,000 per year recurring. Incumbents have continued to improve 3D printing, make it faster and better. However, we're the only technology that actually addresses post-processing labor, and that's our core differentiation. We have strong traction In the dental market, like Ethan mentioned, Greater Cincinnati Dental Lab signed an LOI before they even saw our prototype, speaking to the urgency of the pain point. I spoke to the CEO of Road Dental Lab last week, and he is excited for a beta partnership with us. He mentioned his printers, existing printers are up with the lease expiring next year. So he's really looking at buying our product when that time comes. We have additional labs in the pipeline as well. In addition to the dental, we also have validation in medical. Price LOI signed by named hospitals, including MD Anderson. That validates the platform nature of the technology we're building. And we're also building an ecosystem around our product with support letters from named software and resin vendors. Our team uniquely blends clinical 3D printing with engine-grade physics. I worked in a hospital, helped over 300 patients with my models. I spent 13 years in 3D printing, in academia, startups, and healthcare, and I've run into this labor bottleneck everywhere I've been. Shane's our CTO, and he's one of the best problem solvers I've ever met. Extremely talented engineer. He simulated fluids for engines at GE, and he has over 20 years of experience in R&D and product development. Gaurav's our go-to-market advisor, and he worked at Formlabs as one of their first hires. So we have direct experience from incumbents in selling into this space. Sudhir spent a career in Johnson & Johnson, and he blends 3D printing and medical devices for us. We're proud to be part of JumpStart Entrepreneur Center, and really proud to be funded by the National Science Foundation and the Ohio Third Frontier. We're also a spin-out out of the UC Venture Lab. We've raised $900,000 so far, primarily non-dilutive funds, which have helped us with pilots and LOIs. And this year, our focus is on beta testing our product before we launch next year. And for this, we are raising a little over $3 million, 1.25 already in the final stages with a pre-award notification for the phase 2 SIBR, and another $2 million in active diligence with a target close next quarter. A Series A is planned out in 2028, and that helps us get to the endpoint we have planned. Breakdown of our ask, but very high level, that gets us through our beta customers and then our first year of selling into the labs. I want to thank you for your attention, and again, reminder about our ask. Looking for co-investors in our seed round, and also would appreciate any strong industry connections. Thank you.